Yay, yay, yay. Good morning, good morning. I'm getting so excited for our talk. I'm hardly wait. I hope you guys are ready. I'm so ready. This is a life-changing event because it's changed my life and I've been changing everybody's life. So I'm just waiting here. We have another minute. So while we're waiting to officially start, let's just get nice and grounded. Let's just take a breath. It's early here. I'm in Colorado where I live, where I grew up and where it all began. So, yay, it's official. Here we go. Trust your vibes for a great life. So, welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you for getting up early. If you got up early, thank you for tuning in. If you're on the East Coast, thank you, world, because this is the event that I believe, this is the experience that I believe is really the most important experience that you can create for yourself to have a really great life. And that is to trust your vibes, your inner voice. And that's what we're going to work on. We're going to have a little seminar today. We're going to have the tools that will get you going. But I just want you to start by walking through a few steps with me that if you start every morning will really begin to get your whole vitality and your whole energy up. So do this with me. First thing you want to do is you want to look around the room and just notice wherever you are. And the reason you do this is because it brings you back into your body. And intuition is not getting out of your body, it's getting back in. It's getting present. It's getting to the moment. So just look around the room. I'm in a hotel room. I just got here. I escaped the polar vortex of Chicago. I landed, so Godspeed for that for me. I was so fortunate to get in here. And notice one or two things that are right in front of you because that just kind of anchors you into present time. Take a breath in through the nose without raising your shoulders, kind of just breathe in. If you breathe in slowly, you'll breathe in more deeply. And then just feeling the energy of your body, just let everything out in a nice big sigh. Okay, let's do that one more time. What we're doing is let's empty the energy that you bring, that you're holding in your body. So just one more breath in. Okay, now I'm reaching here for it. Do you have your Trust Your Vibes PDF? I hope so because it's going to help you. But if you don't worry. I'm going to walk you through it step by step because I've been teaching intuition my whole life. I started my first lessons with others when I was just 15, maybe younger, because I knew then that if we don't have that inner compass guiding us, we're kind of lost in the dark forest without a light. But we have that light, we have that energy that is within us. We have a sixth sense. And the reason it's going to open up today is it's a part of you. So, the first thing we're going to do is I'm just going to kind of take you through some steps because your intuition, which by the way means inner teacher. Your intuition is the consciousness of your heart, which is a thinking, aware organ. It picks up energy that your left logical brain cannot pick up, and it does it very well. And it communicates it to your physical body, which then guides you like a compass. It's like birds have sort of a sonar, and whales have radar, and birds and butterflies kind of have an inner compass. So do we, and it's a huge one that guides us, and that we need. So before we actually get into the PDF, I want to talk about why and how trusting your vibes is going to change your life. When you have the sixth sense working for you, it's not a linear shift. It's actually an exponential shift. It's like imagine throwing a pebble into a still lake and how it ripples out in huge circles of consciousness. That's what your sixth sense does. It ripples out further and further and further away, giving you a tremendous band of awareness that informs you so that you can make the best decisions. It gives you information that your logic brain and your five physical senses just simply cannot pick up. It doesn't have the bandwidth. Your eyes, ears, nose, taste, sense, smell all serve you, but they're limited. Whereas the heart sense, the inner guidance system that is your true spirit, is unlimited. So, what happens when you tune into your sixth sense? What happens when you become a sixth sensory person, an intuitive person, a person that trusts your vibes? Well, first, there's a whole constellation of things that change. The first thing that changes is, believe it or not, you feel, and this is the most important, connected. Do you know the number one concern in the world right now? The number one problem is that people feel disconnected. Even if we're around people, even if we're with people, even if we have people we love, if you're not in your intuitive space, you cannot experience that deep, reassuring sense that I'm part of something, that I'm a part of something and I matter. And I experience life as part of something greater. I'm not struggling out here in left field all by myself. So that's the first thing. Can you imagine? I feel connected. I feel connected to my spirit. I feel connected to the spirit of those around me. And I feel connected to the universe. I feel connected to the divine flow. That's the natural way. The second thing that happens is, because you feel connected, your fear goes down. So many of us are in chronic anxiety, fight, flight, freak out, run away, just scared, that it's really hard to be available to all the goodness of the world, all the guidance, all the opportunities, all the open doors, all the protection, all the signals. So imagine you feel connected, that fear goes away. Second thing, the third thing that happens is you start to get informed about things that your five physical senses simply can't pick up on. You start to see subtle connections, openings, right place, right time, right people. It feels like, it's called synchronicity, and it feels kind of like a magic carpet ride. It's like, it feels lucky, but it's not lucky, it's natural. So we're starting to feel connected, we're starting to feel inspired, we're starting to feel in the flow. And then the other thing that happens is you begin to get what I call downloads, huge insights that just give you creative answers and solutions. The difference between people who trust their vibes and people who don't is that people who trust their vibes know there's always a solution, and it becomes a game, it becomes a sport, it becomes fun. So other people start saying, well, you're lucky, but you're not lucky, you're in the flow. And you begin to feel playful. You begin to feel confident. You begin to feel like life is good. No, life is great. You begin to expect good things and they come. So I hope I've convinced you, because we're now hardwired. So let's go now to this booklet, because I'm going to start giving you the step-by-step of how to get this awakened. Okay, so there's a Chinese saying, the way it begins is the way it ends. So let's begin by recognizing you already have had this experience, maybe sporadically, maybe a little bit more frequently than you acknowledge. But what I want you to do is recall any intuitive experiences that you've had. Type it on in the side. I just see people from Paris, from Florida, from all over the world, from Belgium. Isn't this exciting? From Sedona. These are people I would just love you. I'm so excited. And Japan. It's like, we're connected. Just notice the comments and please let me know where you're from. So tell me some of the things that you've experienced. Now, let me qualify this a little. Don't need to make it big deals because intuition is not big deals. It's little deals that make a big difference. I had a hunch, I had an aha. And not only that, you don't even need to recall things that you paid attention to. Most people have had intuitive experiences that they ignored. I had a bad feeling, or I thought of my mom, or I just was thinking about my friend, and bam, we ran into each other. We haven't seen each other for years, so just give me just for yourself. And if you don't have time to type, no worries. Just say it out loud right now. I had a vibe, I had a hunch. And as you begin to say it, you begin to realize, you know what? I have had it. But when you look at everybody else's experience, we're all having it. So, what I call us six sensories, us intuitive people, we're intuitively wired. We're all in the closet thinking, oh, this is weird, this is bizarre, this is not natural. But that's not true. This is, oh, I'm so excited, I lost my papers. Down and back. Okay. So, any experiences, any acknowledges, you know what? I already have this. I'm doing this. It's just not consistent. So, that's number one. Now, so if I have this, I've had these moments, I've had an aha. Most people call them, that was weird, that was odd, or what a strange thing, but it's not. We want to change that. So our attitude is key. Now, let's see. The phone was ringing. It was perfect timing. And let's see. Give me some more. A meeting with a best friend who was thinking of walking by in Mexico City. These are the kinds of things that just remind you, I'm connected. I'm not in my own private Idaho. I actually am capable, and I am, in fact, picking up on these subtle energies, and they're guiding me, they're informing me. So let's acknowledge it. Now, meeting my best friend, it's like, think about it. So our attitude is key. So what turns this off? What shuts it down is the atmosphere. It's like we're all born intuitive, but we have been given guidance, information, influences that have shut it down, and they usually come from our family of origin and our early influence in, kind of at school and my peers so let's just think about it for a minute. What was your mother's attitude? Did she ever talk about intuition? I had a client who say, in my family, never. We only talked about the physical world, but it always felt weird. Like, what's wrong with this picture? So the mother's a really important one, but don't worry. It's not that if my mother didn't talk about it or my father, I don't have it. It's sort of like, here's this light switch in your heart that turns on the bright light. And if nobody acknowledges it, then I'm not going to acknowledge it. But if someone acknowledges it, I acknowledge it. That's what, for me, was the core. I wasn't born in a family where we had as much crazy as anybody. Don't get me wrong. Don't idealize my life because humans are crazy. But at least in my life, intuition was acknowledged as not the last sense, not the odd sense, not the weird sense, the most important sense. So did your mother acknowledge this? Or how about your dad? My mother in my life acknowledged it very much. My dad, he was the reluctant one. He was like, my mother was the gas, my father was the brakes, my mother was the intuitive one. Gave us permission. She used to say, no matter what you hear, no matter what you say, no matter what appears, always trust your vibes. That was the reason I have such a reliable and grounded and massive intuitive ability, just because I was given permission by my mom. Didn't matter that my dad was kind of a stick in the mud about it. He was reluctant. He eventually came on board. It took him 40 years, but some of us are slower. But just think about this. Now, how about your social world? Now, in my experience, I had a family of 7 kids. We had a culture internally, and that is why I trusted my vibe so comfortably. I wasn't alone. But in school, not so much. In the world, not at all. Thank God I had my internal community because, we don't want to be the ugly duckling. We don't want to be the cheese that stands alone, as they say. We don't want to feel uh, like people are looking at us like we're weird. Although I'll talk to you about that in a minute. I want to teach you to love being weird. Okay, so how about, did anyone significant in your life acknowledge your intuition? Think about it. Anyone? Let's see. My grandmother was Slovenian. Tammy, did she acknowledge it? My dad did, but not my mom. That's often. But we had one, makes a huge support. My grandma, let's see. Cherokee on my mother's side, yes, Cosmic Gypsy. My partner now, yes. I mean, it does. Notice how it helps if you have one person, just one, who makes it clear that you're not alone. This isn't weird. This is not something that you alone have. And it gives you a little bit of permission. So let's move on. So, how about this? What's your attitude today? Has it changed? Has it evolved? A lot of us are still scared. I teach around the world. And I ask people, I just came from China. I was just in Mexico. I was in Thailand. That was just in the last 3 months. Can you believe it? Just not 2 months. In Paris. I mean, I am on a roll and a mission, but I can tell you the biggest anxiety is, did I have anybody? The people who had at least one or two have a whole lot more encouragement and connection, and we'll go with it. So, your music teacher, yay, auditorium, your music teacher. My mom, Stephanie said, trust my vibes. Now, initially, sometimes people will say, trust your vibes because something bad will happen. I want to clear that up. Your initial intuition is going to be protective. So it might be a warning. Aha, don't do this, don't do that. Watch out, look out. That's our protective instinct, but it doesn't stop there. And a lot of people do stop there. That's just the beginning. That's just say, okay, I'm with you. My compass is working. My radar is there. But then it begins to open up. Say, don't do this. Okay. But then it goes, do that. Or that, and then bam, that's when the charmed life begins. Okay, so we now know that what's our attitude today? That's important. Your attitude is what creates your possibility. Do you have the attitude, you know what? This is natural and essential. If I did this for years. I've been doing this, looking at every single successful person in the world in every single walk of life: science, technology, art, music, medicine, literature, psychological leadership, and healing, and everything. And every single person will attribute their massive success to their intuition. We need it. It's not like I'm special and you're not. We have it. But if we don't have the attitude of like, look, not only do I have it, you're not going to take it from me. This is my inner compass. This is my inherent divine right. I am built this way. I'm born this way. I am not going to have someone pull the wool over my eyes and say, you can't use your greatest power. So the attitude is everything. You have to have the attitude that I am going to listen, even if the people around me don't get it. Now, I want to explain that to you. People who are disconnected from their heart space and are strictly in that left brain conditioning, that's conditioning. It's not fixed. It's just, I'm only going to left brain. They don't have the ability because the left brain, the logic brain cannot pick up these subtle connections. But when you go to the right brain and the heart brain, And by the way, the heart brain is the first brain to open up. When you go there, that's the self that has the bandwidth. So your left brain is like an AM radio. Your heart brain, your right brain is like, right brain's FM. You get a little more bandwidth. You get a little more creative. You get a little bit more inspiration. Then the heart brain is like internet, satellite. You get the whole picture. And you don't need to understand. It's designed that way. So we have to quit saying it's not natural. It is so not natural to say it's not natural. I have been teaching for over 45 years around the world. I have never met anyone who says I haven't had at least an occasional intuitive feeling. So you're not exceptional. This is not exceptional. This is not normal. What's not normal is that we've all collectively agreed or been conditioned or kind of railroaded into saying, look, don't listen. But when you don't listen to your vibes, when you give that up, it's like being a sheep being led to the slaughter. So I tell my students, do not be a lamb chop. Do not have the attitude. This is natural. And I'm not going to explain it. I'm not going to defend it. I'm just going to say, that's what I feel and I'm going for it. If you don't get it, that's okay. Can you imagine what'll happen if you no longer defend it? Just say, I'm going with it. Works for me. That simple. And I just want to talk about one thing, which is fun. I don't want to feel weird, but you know the definition of weird? I love this. It means out of this world. Or in other words, out of the physical world. So of course we're weird. We're in the energy world. We're in the energetic world. We have learned, science has said this is natural. So if you aren't with it, you're not modern. And if you say, well, science doesn't support me, you're wrong. Modern science does. You have wrong information, or not wrong, old information, not current information. So, got a good attitude? Are you feeling the vibe? Are you feeling excited? Isn't it fun? Isn't this fun? So, now let's get some practical tools. Intuition is like a radio that dials into what it is. It's like a scanner that dials in to the things you care about because it's in the heart space. So, of course, the first thing we're all going to care about is our safety and our protection. It will protect you from, it'll always give you the hunch, the aha, but we'll get there. But let's talk about this. Intuition naturally follows the things you love and care about. So what are your priorities? What are your priorities? Is it something at work? Is it something in business? People who love business and love those creative connections in work are very naturally intuitive. People, how about family? They call it mother's intuition or fathers who, kind of feel very protective of their families, or mothers, it's like maybe that's a big one. Or how about if your life all of a sudden, you really care about your health? And again, let me remind you, it's subtle. So say, your well-being, your health is your priority. So you might be ready to reach out for that big muffin. Everything in your intellect says, it's okay, that looks good. But your body, your inner vibe says, don't eat that. It's subtle. It's not going to say, don't eat that. It's going to say, don't eat that. That's the intuition. In relationships, you want connection, you want love, you want relationship. Your brain says, this is the one. This is the business partner. This is the love interest. This is the great place to go. And your intuition will say, doesn't resonate, isn't connecting. And you're going to feel it here, and you're going to feel it in your gut. You're not going to feel it here. Your head often gives you the wrong information. Most often, that's why we started with the body. So there is so much to learn, but the thing is, what we're learning is you're naturally hardwired. You don't have to wire yourself to be intuitive. You just have to know where the light is. You're naturally there, so stick with me. So let's see. Um, this is the thing. Absolutely, my family and friends love life, happiness. It's inborn. I mean, I just came from a seminar last weekend where that was like cutting edge science talking about how our heart is an intelligent organ and our gut is an intelligent organ that is like called our second brain. I call it our first brain. They'll catch up. But anybody who challenges this is super in the dark ages and don't even go there. Don't even go there. So we got our priorities, and that's very exciting. So let's move on to intuition. Actually doesn't fight your logic, they work together, but we got to flip them. Einstein said it best. He said, intuition is our sacred gift. The rational mind, its faithful servant. But sadly, we have thrown away the gift and we've become enslaved to the servant. So you want your rational brain to support your vibes, not attack them. Your rational mind should say, if you have a vibe that says, I shouldn't do that, your rational mind says, okay, let's make an alternate plan instead of why and giving explanation. The why will show up later. Remember, you're picking up energy before it's obvious in the physical world. Let me go back to some of the things. Intuition is subtle. That's why we have to get in our bodies. That's something I'll be teaching you. It connects us. And we have to start saying out loud, I have a vibe. But let's go back to number 4. Where are you skilled? Let's just talk about that. We all have gifts. We all have skills. We all have natural interests and inclinations. It might be in the kitchen. Maybe you're the most intuitive cook in the world. Maybe it's in the garden. Maybe you just have this, like what we call the green thumb. Maybe your instincts are really strong when it comes to protection, so you can always snuff out anything that's challenging or threatening to our well-being. Maybe you're great in business. You can sense and feel in the heart and the belly, and it opens and expands. You can feel when a business is right. So let's just begin to notice and acknowledge, where am I good at something? Say it out loud. Type it in. Type it in. Where are you out loud? Where are you good at something? It's important to acknowledge we're good at things. We are naturally good at things. We don't need anybody to tell us where we're good at things. Just give yourself permission to acknowledge it, because that opens the door. So let's see. Art and animals, caretaker and healer. Just notice that. Own it. Own it. I'm good at including others. Own that. I'm good at love. I'm very good at sensing what's going on with others. That's your open door. That's your open door. How about this? I'm skilled and talented at music and channeling precognitive images, drawing and listening, communication. That's your open door. It opens to everything, but it begins there. Pay attention. Teaching, writing, music, Anya says. Yay. Great at encouraging people. Yes. That's the open door. You must acknowledge it. Don't wait for other people to acknowledge it. Where are you skilled? Where do you have competence? Because guess what? We're far more intuitively competent than we acknowledge. What we lack is confidence. And that's what I'll be talking about next. So we're just really recognizing, plants. Stephanie said they heard plants sing, but it hasn't happened in a while. Sing to them. I love to do workshops, says Cindy, music, poetry, teaching, and pleased to be here. Welcome, Chica. We are opening up and reclaiming something we are born with and need. I really believe it. You cannot succeed in this world without that inner compass. Not fully, because you're going to be too fearful and isolated and stressed. Why? We're going to work on the confidence, but recognize your competence. They're different. Don't connect them. We're going to build your confidence. You're good at love, says Jan Usman. Internal peace, listening to inner dialogue. Yes. And recognize it's in the body. It's here, deep in your physical body. So here we go. Now, let's go back to this. Intuition. We're now on number 5. Intuition uses your body to get your attention. Your heart and your gut pick up the energy. So these are the 2 most common ways that we express it. My heart says, my gut says, try this right now. Put your hand on your heart and take a breath. My heart says, and fill in the blank. Don't go to your mind. You'll know you go to your mind if you pause. Your eyes go up. My heart says. What does your heart say? Give it a voice. Maybe heart is a little too much. Let's go to gut. My gut says. Maybe you're picking it up there. That's your protective instinct. So let me tell you something about intuition. We have 2 levels. Gut is our protection. Gut is what says this is good for me or not good for me. Heart is your connection. This is where things open for me. This is where the garden grows. This is where the expansion comes. That's why these are the 2 most important. But this is important. If your body is not feeling good, it's going to be a little bit more difficult. Now, not impossible, but a little bit more difficult. So some things you can do. Now, eating. We all love to eat, and believe me, I'm not going to be advocating some weird diet, but I am going to recommend some things that will enhance your intuition pretty quickly. Water. Drinking water, because we don't realize this, but we're often extremely dehydrated. When the body is dehydrated, the awareness goes down. Our ability to pick things up goes down. And we feel like we want something, but we might go for a coffee or a Coke or a I don't know what else, but go for water first. That's a little clue. Second thing is we want to feel something, so we'll go for the sugar buzz, but what we need is protein. We need protein. We need fuel. Our body, our nervous system picks up our energy, so we need to fuel it. Sugar doesn't fuel it. A few nuts in your pocket, a little bit of, cheese, or if you're a little bit of fish, or even a protein drink, but go for protein first. So we got water and we got protein. Breath. Breathe. Most of us hold our breath right here. And you need breath to expand. So here's a tool I'm going to give you, and it's really fun. Breathe in. Using your imagination, I want you to breathe in through the feet. Into the heart space. And when you get here, let out the sound. And see it opening up above and below, front and back, side to side. Breathe in. It brings your energy out of that fight, flight, freak out head and into that centered, grounded space. My heart says. My head says, be careful, don't take a risk, keep your guard. But my heart says, you're okay. My head says, I really like this person and we're destined to be forever. And my heart says, give it some more time. My head says, be careful, put up the caution, don't trust anybody. My heart says, you know what, this is a friend. So my head says, my heart says, practice is really good. Let's see, we're saying Christina. Hi, Christina. And many are aging slower. If you breathe deeply, look, I'm not aging now. I'm timeless. That's the other thing. When you're not in fight and flight, you're not in stress, you're not in freak out, and you're not isolated and feeling alone, you feel healthier. You don't age yourself. You don't stress yourself. You don't wear out the battery of your physical body. Okay, so we need to relax. If you can't meditate, I want to give you a quick tool. Just put the thumb and forefinger together like this in both hands. Go with me and breathe in And use the words I am in your mind. I am. Or you can say it out loud if you're free. If you're able to comfortably, just breathe in I am. And as you exhale, use the word in your mind calm, calm. I'm calm. I don't have to be stressed. Stressed is fight, flight, freak out. I'm calm. I'm open. I'm going to create. The key to intuitive awareness is space. I'm calm. I'm going to give myself some space to listen, to feel, to receive. I'm not going to contract. Now, there's another thing. How do I know it's intuition versus my head? Head contracts. In your body, everything feels stressed. The spirit opens, expands. But we want to work on that relaxation. And you also want to work on some fun. So here's a way to have some fun that's super easy. Play music instead of the news. Just play music. It changes you, put you in the head and heart brain like that. Just play music. So I like this tool from Debbie about setting the timer. Yes, I recommend that. Set the timer to breathe, set the timer. Have like every hour your phone timer rings and it's like, have a breath. Drink some water. And here's the other one, smile. And let out the and that relaxes and changes. These are just little tools, but just remember, I'm teaching you what you're hardwired to do. I'm just showing you how to light the way. So now I'm going to talk to you about something really important. Intuition is so natural. Intuition is so natural. Not only that, it's fun. Not only that, it's magical. It connects you. It guides you. It directs you. It protects you. It's fun. It's you. You're amazing. But this is our body. We got to create the conditions. So it's not that you're not intuitive. You are. We have to create the perfect conditions for that. We have to create the energy. We have to create the space. We have to create the tools we need. So like I said, breathe in the first attitude. First, I am intuitive. I am a 6 sensory. I'm a 6. I'm not a 5. And a 6 is exponentially better. Not a little better. Massively better. I like being weird. It works for me. I don't have to defend myself. I'm not going to convert anyone. I'm just going to go with it because it works for me. I'm going to drink water. I'm going to be in my body. I'm going to listen to what it says. I'm going to be curious. I'm going to pay attention. I'm going to speak out loud. I put on music because all these things change the vibe. Change you from 5 to 6. Change you from linear to exponential. Change you from fight, freak out to connect, feel it, flow it. Connect it, feel it, flow it. So this is fabulous. This is like the way. And by the way, some of you are saying, I ended up here. You ended up here because your spirit brought you, because your inner self brought you. And I think and have fun being weird. People say, oh, you're so weird. It's like, you know what? It works for me. I am out of this world because this world is fight, flight, freak out. And my world is connected and creative and flow. So this is the thing. I want to have the music and dance and the movement. Do you know that you can't move unless you're really in your body? So don't move like this. Move like this. You can even chair dance. But put on that music, get in the vibe, okay? So, you ended up here. Yes. You were guided here. So that's the other thing. Let the magic back in your life. The world is trying to help you. Be creative. The purpose in life is to be your true, creative, connected, flowing self. You make me feel okay about myself. You are fabulous, Stevie. Not okay. Fabulous. I love me. Yes. But we want to make it even more than the thought of I love me. The only way you're going to truly kind of get in is to have the experience. That's the biggest thing for intuition is the experience of my spirit is connected. My spirit is guiding me, and I am hardwired for it. I have to recognize it in the things I love. And here's the last thing, real quickly, before I want to say anything else. Your intuition, noticing your intuition is like noticing stars. When's the last time you noticed a star? So you're cruising along, and all of a sudden, I noticed it when I was in Mexico this weekend. Looked up and I noticed a star. And you notice another star, and another star, and another star, and another star, and bam! The Milky Way opens up. It was there all along. You just didn't notice. And that's the same. The star is your heart guidance, your spirit guidance, your soul guidance. So let's go to number 6, the last piece here, which is this. Do you have people who support you? Now, this is the turning point. The biggest support, the biggest ability to tune into your intuition comes from not being alone, for having what I call believing eyes around you. I grew up with that. I live that. I've helped people create that. People who don't say you're weird, people say, I love your weirdness. People say, I hear you, I get you, go for that, trust that. We need to be around other kindred spirits. We need it. We cannot fluently, successfully, easily, and that's the key, quickly do this if we're isolated and by ourselves. It's too much of a struggle, and we want to end that. So I want to tell you that what you need, and I've been watching this for a long time, what's the quick way to go is you need community. You need your people. You need your kinship. You need the people who get you. And that's why I've created that community. I grew up in that community. That's the key, is you don't want to be by yourself. So that's why I've created the community, and I want to talk to you about the importance of community. Can you imagine having a place to go where you say, look, I have this vibe, and you have your people going, go for it. And you say, I need some help. And people say, I'm with you. I care about you. You have friends who will laugh with you. You say, you know what, I had a victory today. And they're like, yes, I'm with you. So this is what we need. So that's why, and you know what it creates? Good vibes. Really good vibes. So I want to tell you that community is the most important thing. That's why I've created the Good Vibes Tribe. And I want you to consider joining us to be part of this instead of all by yourself out in the Lone Ranger. So I have created this, and this is an opportunity. I only open it twice a year because I really focus on teaching. And right now, I'm going to invite you to join the Good Vibes Tribe, my membership, where you will have all the circumstances you need to thrive in becoming a sixth sensory, to fulfill your purpose, to drop into your spirit, to feel connected, to get on your path, to bring back your joy. I've created that because it's been my mission all my life. And in that, I'm going to just tell you, I'm going to look up. If you join, there's 2 ways you can join. The first is I have 2 levels of membership, and I want to talk to you about them. The first is just what I call the VIP membership. And in that, you'll get 2 things immediately for life. One is something I created called Psychic Sit-Ups. And it's a lesson once a week for a year in how to develop your intuition, because we develop it in bite sizes. And it's wonderful and fabulous and fun. And besides, we learn in bite sizes. A bunch of information isn't going to change you. But little baby steps that give you immediate affirmation and experience will change you. So I created that. You get that. And the second thing you get, which only you get with me, is it goes with my book, Ask Your Guides. It teaches you how you have support. But I've created an Ask Your Guides 2.0 to how to really work with your to be available to all the divine support and all the subtle help in the world. So that's also something you get. And then the other thing you get is a weekly lesson, a weekly letter from me, plus check-ins on live Facebook. I am here to support you. But so are the people. So is the community. The other thing you get is I have a VIP membership. For those who are like, okay, I really want to dive down into this. And my VIP membership, you also get a daily reminder from me. That's beautiful. And bi-monthly personal coaching calls. And I only take 25 people on that. So I'm devoted to working with you. And we have developed some incredible community and connection and relationships. And also, in any level of membership, at the right time, I will introduce a new online course every month as a surprise, because we need surprise. But it's a surprise that will take you to the next step, because I've been doing this forever. So I want you to know, and then you have a Facebook page that's your community, and believe me, I've had this going on now for a while, the tribe. It's my purpose, my passion, my interest, and the friendships that are developing are incredible, because we need community. We need our people. We need those connections where you can post, even live posts, where you can say, help, SOS, or guess what, victory for me. And you'll have people who care about you around the world. And the thing is, all you have to do is simply click the link below and pick the membership for you. Just click the link below. It's like the missing piece. So simple. It's so affordable. It's so simple. But what you get is rich beyond rich. You get the missing link, the piece for power. Einstein said, without intuition, I don't have anything. When he discovered the law of his greatest things, he said, look, I was just playing and connecting and it dropped in. You don't want to miss. You don't want to live that 5 sensory flight, fight, freak out, isolated, I'm sick. We're not designed that way, but we can't do it alone. We can't. We need people, and we need community, and we need friendship. And the thing that I got about, I was talking to my members, and I only open this up twice a year. Today, if you click now, you get some major gifts. And I want you to tell you, if you click now, you get the major gifts. So don't miss it, because that's trusting your vibes. But the thing is that people, I've talked to my people, and it's like, what is it that's really making a difference? And it's the connections. It's your kindred spirits. It's your playmates. The biggest problem in our world is we don't learn alone. I just came from a big conference. And what I learned in that conference, well, what was affirmed that I know and I've grown up in, is that we don't learn alone. It's no fun. We stay isolated. We stay in a place that can't learn. But if we get connected, if we get part of the good vibes tribe, we belong. We get support. We get what we need. I know what you need to succeed. I have been teaching for my whole life, before adult life. I have been teaching around the world. I have been observing, watching, learning, refining, and activating intuition around the world. So this tribe works, not just in activating your intuition, but in creating a great life. Friendships are happening all over the world. People are traveling in the tribe to meet each other, and gatherings, and we're having a good time. We're not scared. So we're not alone. We're not alone. We're connected to our spirit. We're connected to the spirit of others, and we're connected to the flow of the universe. Divine plan. So choose the membership. Give it a try. What if you didn't have to struggle and figure it out and forget? One of the things is you won't forget, because I give you a weekly lesson every week. I'm in your face with beautiful information. You get a surprise new online course. A woman's been in there, a member for 14 months. She's had 8 of my courses, but paced correctly, so she's not overwhelmed. So VIP, you get coaching calls. There's only 8 of us on the call. I talk to you personally. You get a message every day. Choose the membership that it's only for the next 5 days. You get these tremendous gifts. Now, it's just like, I got to tell you, my mission is to empower you. It is overwhelming value. It is life changing, but you won't have a change of life without this. And it's too hard to do by yourself successfully and quickly. I really want you to know, I know what I'm talking about. Nobody knows better than me. Nobody in the world. And I'm confident. I'm not bragging. I've been in the trenches. This is my mission, to empower you and create for you the real foundation of a beautiful, great, joyful, creative life. The one that everybody in this world who is succeeding, who's doing incredible things, is saying, made the difference. It's my vibes. It's my vibes. I call it your superpower. It's your vibes, but it is your natural superpower. Don't struggle. And what I've created is a membership that doesn't stress you. It's easy. Push the button below. Join the membership that's right for you. Join us. Give us a try. Step in. Don't stay stuck out. When you are intuitive, you step in. When you're fearful and in your ego, you step away. Step in and join us. So there you go. We've had a great experience. I want to thank you all. I want to look at these comments. I want to look at it. Just thank you. Can you imagine we connected from around this entire world? And take a breath before we sign off. Take a breath. How do you feel? I'll teach you all the questions you have. I'll teach you how to have a great life week by week, step by step, with a community of people who will learn with you, play with you, join you, have fun with you, believe in you, celebrate you, welcome you, because this is the natural way and we want you to be part of it. So step in, pick the right membership for you. You can always change it later. You can pace it the way you want. It's an overwhelming value. You won't be disappointed. You'll love it. Besides, you don't have to believe me. You'll already get results in no time. So have a wonderful, fantastic, fabulous 6 sensory day. Remember, water, little music, little breath, little protein. Breathe and smile. Have the attitude, I can do this. This is who I am, and I love being weird. It works for me. Okay, everybody, I'm going to be setting you off on a wild and crazy, beautiful, fabulous, immediately rewarding adventure. And I want to thank you, thank you, thank you. Leave some comments. Come back and watch us again. We'll send it to you. Come back. Feel the vibe. Don't trust me. Trust your vibes. That's the change that will make your life work. Okay. All my love. All my love. Bye-bye.